Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for December 6th, 2012. We are certainly much colder than what we were yesterday. Yesterday we had temperatures in the 40s. This morning we have temperatures in the mid to upper 20s over many locations, lower 30s in some of our urban locations like around New York City, portions of Long Island, and of course Philadelphia. We also have a nice northerly wind, at times northwesterly here, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, temperatures are going to be much colder than what they were yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, we had temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, but they were falling. Today, we'll struggle in the lower to mid 40s along the coast and upper 30s over the interior, possibly a few 40-degree temperatures here and there as well. In the interior, for the most part, we're dealing with much colder weather in place. The good news is that at least it's dry, with clear skies throughout the entire region. Taking a look at the latest infrared satellite picture, see high pressure is setting up over the St. Lawrence River Valley. This high pressure system will drift over New England and towards the New England coastal waters by tomorrow morning, leading to winds shifting to the southeast by tomorrow afternoon and slightly warmer conditions with highs rebounding into the mid to upper 40s after lows falling into the lower to mid 20s over the interior and upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. So generally quiet and chilly weather conditions over the next 48 hours. But this low pressure system here is going to intensify and lift towards the Great Lakes, towards the central Great Lakes. And while it's doing that, it will lead to a warm front intensifying and expanding to the east and lifting to the north and east. And that warm front is going to bring us a threat for showers and warmer conditions for this upcoming weekend. Taking a look at the latest water vapor satellite picture, you can see very plainly we have gotten rid of and completely, well, almost completely destroyed our huge upper level low that was sitting up around the Gulf of Alaska. It's still trying to hang in there, but it's rapidly weakening, and a new ridge is starting to take shape over much of the Gulf of Alaska. This is a slow process for the most part, but that's been expected and for the most part is evolving just as expected. Keep an eye on this trough here and all this moisture lifting north and east if you are in portions of the southwest. Could be rather interesting to see how the models handle that evolution. And also I want to point out that even though we don't have phasing here, you can still see the subtropical jet stream still producing some rather vigorous disturbances. This one's moving through Florida. And if this disturbance here and this disturbance here had interacted, we could have some interesting weather. But that is not going to happen. This disturbance is going to exit out to the east, and this cold front is going to continue to move to the north and east as a new weather pattern starts to evolve and develop. Also notice we have very strong storms developing over the northern Atlantic, pumping up our negative NAO pattern that will eventually start to evolve over the next couple of days. Taking a look at the radar real fast, you can see dry conditions throughout much of the eastern United States. Here comes our cold front that will move through the region by Tuesday morning. So let's dive into this forecast using the European model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website. And here we are for this evening. We have a ridge in place over the eastern United States, ridge at the surface as well. Chilly conditions for the most part are in place, leading to a rather chilly afternoon. However, by tomorrow, that high pressure system shifts off the coast. We start to move into a southeasterly and eventually southwesterly wind pattern, and that's going to lead us to warming up a bit tomorrow with highs in the lower to mid 40s along the coast and mid to upper 40s, lower to mid 40s over the interior and mid to upper 40s along the coast. But then we really warm up by this upcoming weekend. Why? We have a southwesterly flow at almost all levels of the atmosphere and a warm front moving north. Now, notice the thermal gradient here that has developed. It's pretty impressive over the northern mid-Atlantic up through the St. Lawrence River Valley. This thermal gradient will lead to the outbreak of showers throughout the entire region. I don't think it's going to be a complete washout this weekend, but the threat for showers will certainly be present, along with temperatures warming back up to slightly above normal levels in the lower to mid 50s and possibly mid to upper 50s by the time we head into Sunday and Monday. So we're seriously warming up here once again because we're seeing a storm track further to the west. But keep an eye on this storm track. Now this first one's lifting up through the central Great Lakes, and that's going to start to carve out a trough here over the central plains. Drives cold air into the plains in the northern Rockies, Meanwhile, we get warm up for the weekend with temperatures rather nice in the 50s, but again, threat for showers. By the time we move into Monday, our storm lifts up into southeastern Canada and towards Quebec. We start to see this trough really starting to dig out over the eastern two-thirds of the nation. Meanwhile, our ridge over the Gulf of Alaska is really intensifying, really starting to become established. Meanwhile, we're seeing heights increase over Greenland. We're seeing a gradual change in our weather pattern. As I've been telling my premium members, this isn't going to be a rapid, quick switch in the weather pattern. It's going to be gradual. And as a result, we're going to see storm tracks initially take a track towards the St. Lawrence River Valley, towards the Central Great Lakes, and then towards the St. Lawrence River Valley, and then eventually right along the coast. So that's pretty much where we're moving towards as we head into Tuesday. Our cold front slams through the coast. Look for showers and possibly even a few isolated thunderstorms and heavy downpours on Tuesday morning, followed by temperatures rapidly falling in the afternoon. It's going to get much colder on Tuesday afternoon, much like it did yesterday. And then, by the time we get to Wednesday, colder air is in place. Our temperatures fall back to below normal levels in the upper 30s to mid 40s. Of course, warmer conditions right along the immediate coast. High pressure's in control, and we have a deep, broad trough over the eastern two-thirds of the United States. Now, remember the storm track that went through the Central Great Lakes. Our next storm track, which I'm going to fast forward it to, is going to develop over the Four Corner states and then lift up towards the St. Lawrence River Valley. Why is this important? Because we're seeing a gradual shift in the storm track to the east. It's very gradual. It has to happen this way. But notice this right here. This polar vortex is dropping south. Okay? What we need is for this storm to intensify and lift northeast, and we are going to start to get into business and just in time for 12-15-12. Exactly when I thought the pattern change would really start to show up for everyone in the eastern United States. We're definitely moving in the right direction. You could see even with the temperatures at 850 millibars, warmer air building up over Greenland, colder air starting to pool over central Canada, and just poised to drop south. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. And for the latest on the pattern change and what's behind it, please become a premium member for only $10 a month at NYNJPA Weather. Have a good day. Stay safe out there.